Flooding and mudslides destroying several roads throughout our region. What progress crews are making on those repairs?
And we've got a soggy day ahead of us with much warmer temperatures on the way. We're getting into all of that coming up in your full forecast.
And then a little bit later, an income tax on millionaires will be considered in Washington soon. Why the governor is backing the proposal and the pushback that is happening from some Republicans. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here on KREM 2 News at noon. I'm Laura Papetti. It is good to see you on this first few days of January. Okay, let's get right to it. How are we starting the year off in terms of weather? We've got Brandon T. Jones. He is outside. Brandon, boy, a weird mix over the last 24 hours. Certainly. I was outside yesterday. It started to basically hail or icy sort of snow. And then today it's just warm and slushy in a lot of places.
Yeah, no, I mean, you pretty much hit it on the head right there, Laura. It was certainly something interesting to watch as it was all starting to fall late yesterday afternoon. And what was interesting about that, though, my vantage point, I was looking at it and nothing looked like real snowflakes, but that wintry type mix. But certainly a little light dusting built up onto the ground, and then you got some of that freezing rain in certain spots as well. But it's now kind of just all starting to melt away. This morning, there were some slick road conditions out there. Took a break, came back, and the roads look much improved compared to early this morning. Also, temperatures are going to be climbing up to the 40s this weekend. So that's why a lot of this is already starting to melt, but definitely tomorrow and on Sunday, those temperatures going to be in the mid 40s for our high. And as you can see right here, we already talked about it, a soggy afternoon ahead of us. And I think that's what we're going to be just kind of dealing with for the rest of the day. 32 degrees right now. We've got your full forecast coming up in about 10 or so minutes.
Hey, thank you, my friend. Let's talk about Spokanimal. They are still closed today while they are dealing with a virus that is making so many of the dogs sick, and they do not know when they will reopen. In total, 19 dogs are being treated right now, and so far none have died or been euthanized. Spokanimal is saying one of the very sick puppies seems to be getting better each day, and we are keeping in touch with them. And in fact, we'll bring you more news tonight coming up at 4. Crews are going to start repairing and replacing bridges that were damaged and washed out by the December flooding in Montana. Emergency officials said at least 9 bridges in northwest Montana were washed out during the floods. Now, most of those bridges in Lincoln County, take a look if you're not looking at the screen, dramatic shot here of a bridge, of a roadway that obviously needs much repair. Officials have not said which bridges they will be rebuilding first, so we'll keep track of that. In the meantime, Highway 2 between Everett and Stevens Pass is back open days earlier than expected. So a little bit of good news there and a bit of a surprise for drivers and businesses in that area. Highway 2 was damaged and covered in debris from mudslides triggered by last month's atmospheric river. The damage was extensive, but not as severe as crews first feared. So that's a little bit of good news. Both directions of the highway between Skyhomish and Stevens Pass have reopened. And then heading east from Stevens Pass, traffic still does need to slow down. In the meantime, the stretch between Stevens Pass and Coles Corner will remain a single-lane pilot car route through the end of January. So we'll keep you updated on any of those changes. Now, unfortunately, the potato drop in Boise was a bit scary this year. The blast from the fireworks shattered the windows of a nearby business, and then some of that glass hit a child in the face. The child went to a local hospital there and had to undergo 3 hours of surgery and had to have a skin graft. Boise Fire didn't say exactly how many windows broke, but we know it was at least 3. And today we are learning more about the deadly fire at a ski resort in Switzerland that happened on New Year's. About 40 people in total have died. Another 115 were hurt. Many of those people were in their early 20s or younger. The fire started in a bar about 2 hours after midnight. Investigators say it could take them days to identify each of the 40 people who died. So we're going to take a look at some of the cell phone video of the flames. Swiss officials say it appears sparklers in champagne bottles got too close to the ceiling, leading to a flashover fire, igniting everything flammable in the room. And with the new year, there are a lot of new laws all across the country. Tech companies are already criticizing one of those new laws that is in Virginia. Talking about that, the law makes social media platforms set at a 1 hour daily limit for teenagers under the age of 16, unless they have parental consent. It passed with bipartisan support and support from 29 other attorney generals around the nation. Virginia says the restrictions are to protect mental health, but tech companies say the law is unconstitutional.
I suspect that a lot of the people directly affected by these restrictions, young people, would consider this a bit big brotherish.
Virginia's Attorney General says social media has caused a public health crisis. We are expecting a federal judge to hear the case sometime later this month. Now, yesterday was the annual polar bear plunge in Lake Coeur d'Alene, always a fan favorite. More than 1,000 people were there this year. And then over in Western Washington, one group tried setting the world record for the largest polar bear plunge. Norway has the current record with 3,134 people. However, it looks like the crew out in Birch Bay has beat that number. The city said they had enough people register to break the record. Now they are waiting for the official word from Guinness. All right, big day for our Seattle Seahawks. They are on the road facing the San Francisco 49ers for the #1 seed in the NFC West. Some good news for the team. Rashid Shaheed was cleared to practice yesterday and Wednesday, and that means he should be ready for tomorrow's game. Shaheed has 2 special teams touchdowns this season. The game kicks off tomorrow, 5 o'clock on ESPN.